At 11,000 feet above sea level, this redefines elevation. Hey folks, Dad here with Elevation Diecast Racing. Welcome to the stock portion of the Soccer Mom Shootout. It is Hot Wheels versus Matchbox 62 gram and up class. The track has been cleaned, resurfaced if you will. We're going to get into these preliminary round to get on to the bracket. Should be some great racing before some great racing. So without any further ado, I want to thank everybody for participating in this event. Without you guys, none of this happens. First two up, staged and ready. Qualifying 32nd overall in his Mr. Timmerman 56 Ford is the Bavarian Bomber, taking on the Stone Ponies Racing Chris in his main 56 Ford. It's Matchbox versus Matchbox. This stock race is underway. Good race, 66-9. Mr. Timmerman is going to need 2066 or better. Better than 2066. 2061 to 62. Oh my Lanta, Mr. Timmerman moving on to the bracket. Wow. All right, next up in the inside lane, this is Arlo qualifying 24th overall in his Matchbox Lobster truck from Maine, taking on the Chase Family Racing, qualifying 41st overall in his lobster truck. Let's see who gets down the lane first. Wow, 2051 to 69. 2051 is the time for the Chase family to beat. Good race. Arlo with a 2054 moving on to the bracket. Next two up in the blocks. Staged and ready. 25th overall qualifier, Bavarian Diecast with his Ferrari F50, taking on the number 40 overall qualifier, Poverty Hollow's Datsun. Ferrari 2049 to 82. 2049 is the time to beat. Ferrari from Bavarian Diecast moving on to the bracket with a 2047. Next two up in the blocks, it's another one from the Bavarian Diecast in his FedEx Bright Drop, taking on Kyle from 131 Racing in his AMG. Wow, FedEx 2053 to 76. So 2053 will be the time to beat. Good race. 52 to 63, moving the Bright Drop to round, well, onto the bracket. Next two on the blocks, it is the Variant Skunkworks in his Matchbox Durango, taking on Red Pill Racing, Mr. Red Pill himself, with his FedEx Bright Drop from Matchbox. FedEx just taking out the finish line. 2044 is the time to beat. 2043 moving Red Pill onto the bracket. Seems like a pretty popular choice. Next two up in the blocks, it is Kitterman Speed Shop in his Mercedes AMG, taking on Kyle and his Blue Noodlehead from 131 Racing. Noodlehead 2046. Switching lanes. Noodlehead with a 2041, moving him on to the bracket. Next two up in the blocks, we have 131 Racing. This is Kyle and his 56 Ford truck, the Lobster Maine, from Matchbox, facing another Matchbox to make it onto the bracket. From Poverty Hollow Diecast, this is Scoop in his Ferrari F50. Good race. 2048 to 65. 2048 is the time to beat. 204.6, getting faster, moving Poverty Hollow onto the bracket. And as the bracket would have it, this is the Chase Family Racing's Mr. Timmerman and Lane Automotive. These qualified, Mr. Timmerman qualified 31st overall, and Lane Automotive qualified 34th. Should be a great race. Mr. Timmerman, 53 to 60. 205.3 is the time to beat. Timmerman getting the job done, getting on to the bracket with the Chase Family Racing. Next two staged and ready. Qualifying 23rd overall is Dawson from the Stone Ponies diecast in his main 56 Ford pickup truck. It is Lobster Boy taking on Gravity Throttle Racing's Speedball Herman in his 1970 Chevelle. Oh, the truck getting him 47 to 66. 204.7 is the time to beat. Lobster Boy getting it done with a 205.3, moving the Stone Ponies Dawson onto the bracket. Next two staged and ready, should be a great race. This is Hello Kitty diecast in her Han Solo in Carbonite, qualifying 26th overall, taking on the Variant Skunkworks T-Rex Funny Car, qualifying 39th overall. Han Solo, 55 to 67. 205.5 is the time to beat. Good race. Han Solo taking it with a 205.1. Hello Kitty finding herself onto the bracket. Next two up, staged and ready. Qualifying 30th overall, Mr. Red Pill himself in his Noodlehead Redline. He'll be taking on the 35th overall qualifier from the Stone Ponies Racing. This is Dawson in his Baja Breaker, racing for the bracket. Noodlehead with a 54 to 79. 205.4 is the time to beat. Good race, 54, moving Mr. Red Pill himself onto the bracket. Next two staged and ready. This is Han Solo in Carbonite, qualifying 19th overall from the Stone Ponies diecast. This is Chris taking on Cliff, qualifying 46th overall in his Metro Motel Shuttle. Han Solo just takes off like a shot. We'll switch lanes. .205.3, moving Stone Ponies on to the bracket. Next two up in the bracket, fighting to make it on to the bracket, is Poverty Hollow with his 22nd qualifier overall in his sidekick, taking on the 43rd qualifier overall in the Mr. Timmerman 56 Ford truck. This is Hello Kitty diecast. Sidekick 205.3 is the time to beat. 205.3, pretty consistent, moving Poverty Hollow on to the bracket. All right, last race of the preliminary round to complete the bracket. The Chase Family Racing qualifying 27th overall in his T-Rex Funny Car, taking on the Kitterman Speed Shop with his Hershey's Funny Car, qualifying 38th overall. Race 49 to 66. 204.9 is the time to beat. 205.1, moving the Chase Family Racing on to the bracket. All right. At this time, I want to thank everybody who has a car in this row. You have given a valiant effort, and we always appreciate you folks racing here at Mile High. If you have a car in the Soccer Mom Shootout, the modified portion of the race, we will see you on qualifying day. And I'm asking that you enjoy the race. Please like, share this video, and if somebody wants to race, introduce them to the Redline Derby Racing website. have him go check out some races that we've done in the past. We're going to put on another one in September, October, November, and December, hitting every month this year for racing. So I want to thank everybody again for making all of this possible. Here is the order of the bracket. And here's how it looks on the other side. So without any further ado, staged and ready. In lane number 2, the number 1 qualifier overall, Blue Line Racing with his red noodlehead taking on Mr. Timmerman from the Bavarian Diecast Racing, qualifying 32nd overall. Hot Wheels versus Matchbox is underway. Wow, noodlehead with a 2023. 2023 is the time to beat. Noodlehead taking off with a 2027, moving Blue Line to round number 2. Next up is going to be Blue Line Racing in his FedEx Bright Drop, qualifying 16th overall, taking on Scoop from Poverty Hollow Diecast Racing, qualifying 17th overall in his noodlehead. This should be a good race. Bright Drop getting the drop on him, 2041. Let's see if the noodlehead can catch him. 2041 is the time. Good race. 2044 moving Blue Line to round number 2. Next 2 up in the blocks, staged and ready. Qualifying number 9 overall, 131 Racing's Kyle in his noodlehead, taking on the 24th overall qualifier. It's Arlo Racing in his 56 main lobster truck. Hot Wheels versus Matchbox. Noodlehead getting the best of this exchange, 40-51. 2040 is the time to beat. 2034 now, moving Kyle to round number 2. Next 2 up in the blocks, as the bracket would have it. It is Bavarian Diecast Racing qualifying 25th overall in his F50, and Bavarian Diecast Racing qualifying 8th overall in his noodlehead. Bavarian Diecast will be advancing. It looks like with the noodlehead, convincingly. 2032 is the time to beat. 2037 moving the noodlehead and Bavarian Diecast to round number 2. Next 2 staged and ready. In the Datsun is qualifying 4th overall, Blue Line Racing taking on the 29th overall qualifier, Bavarian Diecast Racing in his FedEx Bright Drop. Wow, good race. 2032 to 5-1. 2032, tough deficit to overcome. Not going to happen. 2034, sending Blue Line on to round number 2. Next up in the blocks, it's the Battle of the Bright Drops. Flips Racing on the far side in his FedEx, and Red Pill Racing on the inside lane with his FedEx. Man, let's see who gets delivered here. Good race, 46-53. Red Pill, I need the best, a 2046 to advance. Good race, 2046-49. Good effort, but it is Flips Racing advancing on to round number 2. Here we go with a little racing rivalry. Next up in the blocks, we got 131 Racing Maverick in the number 9 in his blue noodlehead, taking on Kyle from 131 Racing in his number 5 noodlehead. Well, this is what it's about. Who's got the faster noodle? In this race, whoo, Maverick, 2044, wow, to 48. 2044 is the time Kyle's going to need to beat. Maverick getting it done with a 2041, moving that youngster on to round number 2. Good job, buddy. All right, last race on this side of the bracket. We have a Noodlehead up in the blocks. Qualifying 5th overall is Blue Line Racing taking on Scoop from the Poverty Hollow Racing in his 28th overall qualifying F50 Ferrari. Blue Line, not quite a car length, 203.4 to 5. 203.4 is the time to beat. Race 203.4, moving Blue Line with another Noodlehead to round number 2. Moving over to the right side of the bracket in lane number 1 is going to be your 2nd overall qualifier, Blue Line Racing in his magenta Noodlehead, taking on the Chase Family Racing with Mr. Timmerman at the wheel. Noodlehead with a 3-2, and that will be the time to beat. 203.2, pretty consistent, moving Blue Line to round number 2. All right, next up, this is probably the most exciting race of the round for me. It's going to be father versus son. Qualifying 15th overall is Maverick in his FedEx Bright Drop delivery truck from 131 Racing, taking on 131 Racing's Clay. It's dad in the number 18th qualifier in his Noodlehead. Woo! Can the Noodle overcome the Maverick Express? What a race! Maverick got him 43 to 6. 204.3 is the time to beat. Oh no, look at this! 204.1 and a 10,000 beat. Maverick moving on to round number 2. What a race. That is some Kung Pao chicken. Next 2 staged and ready in the Noodlehead from Bavarian Diecast Racing, qualifying 10th overall. Will be taken on from the Stone Ponies Racing. This is Dawson, qualifying 23rd overall in his main Lobster Ford pickup. Noodlehead just going around him on the big end. 204.0 to 50. 204.0 is the time to beat. Noodlehead taking care of business. 203.7 moving Bavarian to round number 2. Next 2 staged and ready. Qualifying 26th overall in Han Solo and Carbonite is Hello Kitty Diecast, taking on the Bavarian Diecast, which qualified 7th overall, but was overweight, so will not qualify to move to the next round. We're going to race him out. A good race, 42 to 55. And run number 2. 203.8, that's a fast truck. Marcus, you let me know if you want to run him in the extracurricular video. I'm sure he'll make it to the top somewhere, also in the top tier. Moving on is Hello Kitty Diecast in Han Solo and Carbonite. That is one sharp ride. Man, that is so cool. Next 2 up in the blocks, we got the Battle of the Noodleheads. It is Flips Racing on the inside lane in the number 11, taking on Mr. Red Pill himself in the number 41 with his Noodlehead. Let's see who gets down the lane first. 2025 to 50. 2025 is the time to beat. 2025 again to 51, moving Flips Racing to round number 2. All right, we got the Battle of the Han Solos here. This is going to be Hot Wheels versus Hot Wheels to get to the next round. This is qualifying 14th overall in the far lane. Arlo Racing, and this is Han Solo and Carbonite, taking on the number the Stone Ponies Diecast in his Han Solo and Carbonite, qualifying 19th overall. Let's see who gets down the lane first. Good race. Looks like Arlo got the best of that exchange. 204.2 to 48. 204.2 is the time to beat. Arlo pulling ahead with a 204.3, moving Arlo to round number 2. All right, next 2 up in the blocks. On the inside lane, Clay from 131 Racing qualifying 11th overall in his Datsun, taking on the 22nd qualifier overall Scoop from Poverty Hollow Diecast in his Sidekick. Wow, Datsun 2040 is the time to beat. Sidekick was catching him. 2042 moving Clay to round number 2. Next two up in the blocks, staged and ready, qualifying 27th overall in his T-Rex funny car. It's the Chase Family Racing taking on the number 6 overall qualifiers, Blue Line Racing, in his FedEx Express Bright Drop. Bright Drop. Wow. 2030 is the time to beat. Wow, good race. 2032 to 43, moving Blue Line to round number 2. And that is the end of round number 1. These are the ones moving on to the next round. Stay tuned, because after this will be round number 2. Hot Wheels versus Matchbox. All right, make sure you check out Slan Man Customs, also the owner of Kansas Diecast, for all your track parts and accessories. All right, the track has been cleaned. We're underway for round number 2. Things are going to start tightening up, and as the bracket would have it, it is Blue Line versus Blue Line, Noodlehead versus FedEx. Round number 2 is underway. FedEx had no chance. 2026 to 44. And 2026 is the time to beat. That Noodlehead just takes on off. 2024, moving Blue Line Racing to round number 3. Here will be a good race right here. 131 Racing Kyle taking on the Bavarian Bomber. It's number 8 and number 9. Let's see who takes it down the lane first. Good race. Man, that was close. Kyle, 2032, will be the time the Bavarian Bomber needs to beat. Can he do it? Oh, no, he doesn't. Oh, wow. 3-4 to 3-5 does not beat a 3-2 Kyle. From 131, moving his Noodlehead to round number 3. And we got our first upset of the night, number 9, beating out number 8. Next two up in the blocks, it is Flips Racing in the Bright Drop FedEx Express, taking on Blue Line Racing's Datsun. It's number 4 versus number 13. Let's see who takes it down the lane first. Bright Drop got passed up, 2031 to 39. Pretty amazing that itty bitty Datsun taking out that FedEx. 2031 is the time Flip will need. Not gonna happen. 2032 moving Blue Line Racing's Datsun Matchbox to round number 3. All right, it's another Noodlehead showdown. 131 Racing's Maverick taking on Blue Line in his Noodlehead. Maverick is on the inside lane and Blue Line on the outside lane. Let's see who gets down the lane first. Wow, good race. 27 to 36. 2027 is the time Maverick is going to need. Good race. 2040 to 43. Moving Blue Line to round number 3. Maverick, you keep racing. That was very impressive. Moving over to the other side of the bracket, we have Blue Line Racing and his other Noodlehead taking on Mav in his FedEx Express from 131 Racing. Let's see who gets down the lane first. Can Maverick overtake the Noodlehead? Oh, no. 2028 to 40. Can the FedEx pull off greater than a 2028? Oh, my Lanta. Good race. Not going to happen. 2029 moving blue line on to round number 3. Next up, a rematch from round number 1. It's Bavarian Diecast and his Noodlehead taking on Hello Kitty's Han Solo in Carbonite. Noodlehead 36. 2036 is the time to beat. Han Solo had her for a split second, but she just turned on the juice when she hit the flats. Bavarian Diecast moving on to round number 3 in his Noodlehead. Alright, staged and ready. On the inside lane is Arlo Racing with Han Solo and Carbonite taking on Flips Racing in his Noodlehead. Third qualifier overall. Good race. 28 to 36. 2028 is the time Han Solo's going to need to beat. Oh my. 2027 roll and flip to round number 3. Alright, last up for this round, it's going to be Clay over at 131 Racing in his Datsun taking on Blue Line's FedEx. Let's see if the Datsun can take him out. Awful close, 30 to 6. 2030 is the time to beat. FedEx just too much for the Datsun. 2028 moving blue line to round number 3. And then there were 8. I'm starting to see a pattern here. 8 cars remain, 4 racers driving them. This is Blue Line Racing qualifying number 1, taking on the number 9 qualifier, Kyle. It's Noodle versus Noodle. This is for a trip to the semis. Race 26 to 32. Kyle's got to tick off a 2026 or he's packing it in. Good race. 2026 to 33 this time, and it is Blue Line finding himself heading to the semifinal round. That is one fast Noodlehead. Alright, so it's going to be Blue Line Racing's Datsun taking on Blue Line Racing's Noodlehead. Blue Line Racing will be advancing to the semifinals and ultimately the final race. 2032 by the Datsun. Wow. That is amazing. Oh, the Datsun got driven around on the back end. Noodlehead going to the semis. Wow, what a race. Well, there's only 2 racers that can stop Blue Line Racing from his Noodlehead path of destruction here through this tournament. Let's see, we got the number 2 qualifier, Blue Line Racing, and Bavarian Diecast made it to the quarters with his 10th overall qualifying Noodlehead. Bavarian Diecast on the outside, Blue Line on the inside. Who gets down the lane first? Oh man, it's Blue Line. 2022 to 34. 34 is not a bad time. 2022 is the time to beat. And 2030, Blue Line Racing finding himself moving on to the semis. And the last one to try and stop Blue Line Racing is Flips Racing in his Noodlehead, taking on the Bright Drop, standing in the way of Blue Line Racing. Flip is the only one that can stop an all Blue Line semi and final race. Oh, 2023 to 24. Let's switch those lanes. 2023 is the time that Flip will need to beat. Oh my goodness, it does not happen. Oh my Lanta. What an incredible display of speed. Blue Line Racing is going to take on Blue Line Racing. Haven't seen this in a while. Well, let's see which noodlehead is faster. And going to the finals. 1 racing for 3rd. Oh my Lanta, what a good race. 24 to 26. 2024 now on the far lane. And will secure the final spot. And it'll be taking on either the Bright Drop or the number 28 Noodlehead from Blue Line Racing. Good race. Noodlehead getting one 2029. And that will be the time to beat. Oh, 2027. Oh, my Lanta. Oh, and it was a 10,000s beat. I thought it might have been a tie. 2027. Moving number 28 Noodlehead of Blue Line Racing to the final race. And so the race for 3rd place will now be Blue Line Racing versus Blue Line Racing, the FedEx, taking on one of his Noodleheads. Let's see who takes it for 3rd, and then we'll go to the 4th and 5th for Redline Derby results. Noodlehead 27 to 33. 2027 is the time to beat. 2029 does not get the job done. Noodlehead is going to be your 3rd overall winner. And the winner of this side will take on the winner of this side. And the winner of that race will take on this FedEx truck for 4th and 5th place. So Kyle and Blue Line will meet once again. This is to compete for racing for 4th and 5th. And the Datsun with a 3.3 to 3.7. 2033 is the time that Kyle will need to beat. Won't happen. Blue Line winning this one. And for this side, it'll be Bavarian Diecast on the outside lane and Flips Racing on the inside lane. Flips Racing with a 2029. And that will be the time to beat. Wow, 2028. Flip putting the exclamation point on that one. And so it'll be Flip and Blue Line racing to race against Blue Line. 30 to 31. Oh my Lanta, Flip getting him. If Blue Line wins this race, he will have successfully taken all 5 places for the Redline Derby rankings. For this race, he'll take all 5 places. The Datsun needs to beat a 2030 and greater than 1. Not going to happen. Flip has stopped the dominance. The complete and total dominance of Blue Line Racing. Wow. The race for 4th and 5th happens now. Flips Racing and his Noodlehead taking on Blue Line Racing's FedEx Express. This is for 4th place. And 5th, good race, 2029. And a 10,000 speed. Or greater is what Blue Line will need to secure the first 4 spots on the podium. And Flip has secured 4th place. And now for your race final, Blue Line Racing. What a show here he's put on today. He put on a clinic. It's the magenta taking on the red. Number 26 versus number 28. 2 of the fastest Noodleheads in the world. I haven't seen one faster. And he also holds the record here. And all the bragging rights. This race, I'll tell you. 2022 is the time to beat. Will not happen. Your winner and undisputed heavyweight racing diecast champion of 2025. It is Blue Line Racing, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. 4th is Flips Racing, and 5th is Blue Line. What a show. I don't know what to say. That's I've not seen that happen. That's never happened here at Mile High. Somebody taking all 3 places. So congratulations, Blue Line Racing. Man, well deserved. And now, as a special bonus, we're going to give them one more chance to beat the record. 2019 is the time to beat. 2018, and there it is. Record reset. We'll run them one more time in this lane. Icing on the cake. Why not? 2018, you've seen it. And there it is. New record, 2018 for the 62 gram and up class. Man, oh man, just when we think we can't go higher, Blue Line sets the bar a little higher. I would like to thank everybody for taking part in this event. This has been such a blast to run all of these cars, to have all of these racers here in one place. Really, really, really appreciate all the support to our channel. And stay tuned, because qualifying for the Soccer Mom Shootout, the vans and SUVs are going to take to the track for qualifying. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss it. Thanks for joining us for this edition for Hot Wheels versus Matchbox at the Soccer Mom Shootout. Remember, if your car isn't fast, well, at least it'll look good on the shelf. See ya.